All right, Lady Ada, what is this?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another show and tell. It's me, Lady Ada, with me, Mr. Lady Ada. We're at home, staying safe, staying warm, staying socially distanced, but we're going to have the great next half hour where we meet up with makers and creators from around the world over video chat, and we're going to see what they're up to, what they're crafting, what they're 3D printing, what they're sewing. Come on by. We're here till 7:55, then we're on to our next show. We're going to kick it off with some Adafruit peeps that'll tell us what they're up to. You want to start with and DigiKey?
Yeah, so sometimes Kim stops by from DigiKey. Sometimes Shawn's working on a bunch of projects with DigiKey. So this week, Shawn's going to come by.
Sean.
So, Shawn, good to see you.
Hello, how are y'all doing?
Good. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I'm prepped here. I'm working on my project.
What you got going on this week?
All
right. So this is the latest incarnation of my continuing machine learning journey. I'm going to bring it over here. This is for Ali Weber's Hack a Pumpkin contest that she's running on Twitter with DigiKey. And so I've got a ceramic pumpkin, but I suppose a real one would work for this. I have a board that I made last year, and this would actually fart using a custom-made smoke machine, but I disabled it this time because it was drawing too much power. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. This year, instead of a PIR sensor to recognize people walking by your door, I'm running some machine learning code on here that is listening for a particular key phrase, and it will respond whenever I say that. And I'm sure you can probably guess what that is if people are coming to your front door asking for candy.
Yeah.
Would it be trick or treat?
Yay!
So I've got a little Adafruit I2S mic here. All the effects are being run by CircuitPython on this feather here, and the machine learning code right now is I've got it on a STM32, and this is a fun little board, and I think Ali's going to show it off. There's going to be some live event on DigiKey, so I would say keep an eye on that if you want to see this all inside of here. And I'm also working on videos to show people how to do this themselves and train their own wake words. That'll be up on.
Did you use Colab to do the training, or how did you do it?
So I initially did it when you saw the controller. I was using Colab to do it there. I actually did this one with Edge Impulse. They can make more accurate stuff faster.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I've got a Colab script that will like curate your data. You just like record yourself saying something a whole bunch of times, and you slice it off into 1 second chunks. And then I've got a script on Colab that uploads it all to Edge Impulse, and then they do all the like MFCC calculations and just spit out a library for you.
And you guys gonna take a TF Lite file?
Say that again?
You get a TF Lite file or what?
You do. So they spit out a TF Lite file, but then they also wrap it up with like function calls. So you're just like run inference, and you just shove it audio with all the DSP stuff and the inference, and it just gives you like a classification. It's really cool.
I love that.
That's
all
cool.
Right, that sounds great. I can't wait to see it. I'm so psyched to see that in the year or so of TinyML, how it's gotten easier and better. Phil remembers us doing inference training, and it just was like not fun.
Yeah, we got a separate computer, and we had to move it outside where we couldn't hear it anymore because the fans and the graphic card were just spinning so much to try to do all this stuff. So
when you had to install like Bazel, and they had to install like you couldn't. There wasn't even Colab yet. Like this was like the year of like 2019.
Back in my day of machine learning.
I'm really psyched to see that it's now as easy as it should be, like with a Teachable Machine, Colab, and Edge Impulse. I think that they're taking care of the hard part, which is like how do you actually get the data in, cleaned up, and a model made. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it really is. We've come so far.
Okay.
All right, Shawn. We'll keep coming back, and we'll see you on the Hack Pumpkin stuff and more. And tag us as you do more updates, and we'll retweet and more to get the word out.
Will do. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thanks, Shawn.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thanks,
DigiKey, for having you on.
Yeah. Next up, I'm going to go to Captain Erin of the Starship St. Blaine.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay.
Wait, is that?
You look right.
Anything works.
I'm not the right kind of nerd, so. So my backdrop here is what I'm showing off today. This is a selfie spot that I made out of LED neon strips. So this is pretty cool. There's no microcontrollers here. There's no soldering involved. You just pretty much put a little connector screw terminal on the neon strips and plug them in, and they work. So I just did a tutorial on how to sort of lay them out and set them up. The way I've done this is actually a window screen that I got at Home Depot. It came in a little kit, so I just put it all together, and then I laid the neon out on top and then just secured it with little pieces of wire that poke right through the screen, and you can just like twist it on the back, which is really cool because if I get tired of this particular design and I feel like I need to be like Star Wars instead of Star Trek, then it's real easy to just cut the wires and take them all off and reconfigure. So it's a lot of fun because like I can make as many signs as I want with the same kinds of strips of neon.
Yeah, and this is, we've seen this neon, like from far away, it really does look like neon. And we've seen this, when you're really, really close, you can tell it's also not noisy or hot. But we've seen these in a lot of like cafes and restaurants and like dessert places, like ice cream shops, where they'll have a cool sign with some words in LED neon, and it's for people taking selfies. And so that's why we were like, we should show how to make this ourselves. We stocked this LED neon. So good work, Erin.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially over the holidays, like a lot of folks are going to be taking and sending selfies and probably connecting with family members over video chat this year. So now's a good time to start making these things so you can have your own little cove, and you can change it based on shows or science fiction you like or all sorts of stuff.
All right, thank you,
All
Erin.
right, thank you so much, Erin.
Kicking out with a bunch of great creative projects to keep you warm and glowy during this winter. Next up, JP.
JP, what you got going on?
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, speaking of holiday projects, we've got this holiday coming up that I like to call Halloween. And so for this Halloween, one of the things that I want to do is put some cool decorations in the windows. And we saw this tutorial on doing window decorations that are sort of these backlit monsters. And I decided to do a version of that uses some of Phil B's amazing skeleton eyes, which I've sort of scaled up here, and I'm going to show some ways to work on your graphics. I actually have to fix these a little bit. But Lamore also said, hey, what about putting a little servo in there? So I've got a little servo motor running this cute little wagging jaw. And I'm going to show this on my live stream tomorrow. Right now, I've got it just kind of running off a battery pack, and this is the first project I've done with the Matrix portal where I'm using some GPIO pins here. So I've got a little header that I've soldered in there so I can plug the servo directly in. And it's working pretty well. It's working off of 3 volts, so it's pretty easy to set up mechanically and hooking it up wise. So come on by tomorrow and I'll be showing this off.
It's so cute.
I like it.
And I like how you're just you're gonna have it backlit so that when it's in the window, you'll just see like this dark skeleton, but then these glowing eyes. I think
I'll have to see if I can sort of show that effect tomorrow by turning out the lights and backlighting it some. But we end up painting this black. It may not be necessary. We'll see. Maybe do some cutouts for the teeth, so those have a little backlight too. We'll see. There's a lot of.
I know. Lots of cardboard.
You're
revisiting your old cardboard projects that you.
I am. Yeah, it never leaves me, really. It's always there somewhere.
Looks like every politician when I flipped over to C-SPAN and they're just like talking about stuff. Anyways.
I can put a little fly right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, JP, and your skull friend.
Senator Skull.
Senator Skull.
All right, next up we're going to go to Melissa. Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Hello.
On, and also your screen.
I have this keyboard here that I have been working on hacking. And I have the little Metro Mini in here. And I put some code on here. So when I push a key, it'll say when it's been pressed and released. And so my plan is to use like a MIDI library and send note on and note off for here. And I need to put in a little code so like when the keyboard shuts off, if the Metro's still powered, it doesn't like detect all the keys being turned off at once. Yeah. So that's actually coming along pretty well. Just been kind of doing that on weekends as I.
What if you press 2 keys at once? All right.
That.
Good. Look, I gotta ask. You gotta make sure that you covered.
Yeah. Well, the way I'm doing is I'm storing everything in an array, and then as it scans and it changes, it'll. Act as either a press or release depending on what the value is currently and in the array.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the update, Melissa. The keyboard
it'll be new because soon you're going to keep doing updates on this, eventually you're going to come back and play something. I'm going to have to. All right.
Okay, thank you. Next up, Noe and Pedro.
Hello.
Hey, folks. Hey, guys. Hey, so we got a Halloween project too using the Matrix portal. So Lamar had an idea.
Now.
Yeah, we had these foam core or styrofoam tombstones that you can get like anywhere. You know, they're like 3 for like a couple of bucks. And we have the Matrix portal on the back here. We have the 6432 on here, and we have some 3D-printed brackets. You can stand these guys up. We have a little bracket holder for the 5,000 milliamp hour battery pack there. And we're using the sprite animation on this. So the way these are being generated actually are with the emojis that are on most like iPhones. And it doesn't have to be an iPhone. I know that Android has their own little, face tracking animation thing too. And I think that's one of the things we want to focus on, just how to create those very easily by just, acting out with your own face and creating your own emoji. So all of these are just me and the one silly on there. And they're super, the way that they make them, they already have like an alpha channel. So you can just grab those in using John Park's tutorial on using a sprite. We just built a sprite sheet out of this. So it's super easy to do. You can mount these anywhere. It doesn't have to be a foam core. It could be like, like on a tree or something.
But I think it looks good. I like that it has an uneven border, which I always like. It's not just.
Oh yeah, for the cutout. Yeah.
You're using a Hive, I think.
I like that.
Yeah, first time using a styrofoam cutter. So got some little tips on there on the guide. We have a whole hour on 3D Hangout showing how to create these and how to mount them. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, the cool thing about this for folks playing at home is it's basically a digital puppet that you can export out. And these things used to be really hard. I know a lot of people want to do projects where like, I just want a character.
I want a character, but it's so hard to do that.
We should have did Sparky. Dang it.
No, whatever. We have, sure. And I think that's one of the cool things that folks will be able to do soon is, we all have this supercomputer in our pocket, but unfortunately the phones aren't used for as much content creation as you'd hope. Yeah, like selfies and videos, but you can use them for other stuff. So this is a good example for that.
Yeah. And there's also like desktop ways. So we talk about like how to use After Effects or like puppeteering software to use that. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, great.
All righty.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next up, we're going to go to
Phil B. Paint Your Dragon. You did come by. You're unexpected.
Is my audio working?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay, good. This isn't a personal project, but I just wanted to show something off that I thought some people might like. So like the Art of Electronics book is kind of like, it's like the gold standard if you want to know about electronics.
It's literally gold.
Yeah, I know. It's like over $100.
Gold is best.
It's pricey, but it's like it is the standard. And I feel guilty because I'm not even good enough at electronics to deserve, a $100+ book. But so the best way to alleviate the guilt of spending too much money on a book is to spend more money on a different book. And Halloween's coming up. This isn't electronic, but I thought I'd mention something Halloween themed. Rick Baker, who is like the king of makeup and practical effects in movies. It's one of those people you might not know the name, but you know his work from like Harry and the Hendersons and Gremlins and Thriller and all these things. He retired a couple years ago, and he put out a book collecting all of his work in incredible detail from all these different movies that he's done. And
this is cool.
Yeah, I mean, just
wow.
Tons of, this book is huge. I can't even fit it in the frame. So,
yeah.
I love those photos. I love the detail.
Yeah, you could club someone over the head. Lots of werewolves, of course.
Yeah.
And this is a 2-volume set. So this is just book 1, and there's a second volume over here. Again, it's 2 different time periods. Just because it wouldn't fit in one volume, you'd break your back with it. But anyway, if you don't want to spend a couple $100 on a book, I don't blame you. I like monsters. But he's also on Instagram as the Rick Baker, and he's really fun to watch there. It's probably the only reason I keep an Instagram account. I see a lot of people, whatever their creative medium is, if it's music or art or whatever, they retire and they become bitter people that are just like, oh, this high-tech stuff is all garbage now. And that is not how Rick Baker is. He's retired, but he's like messing around with ZBrush and 3D scanning and having a great time. And it's very refreshing to see that. and
Yeah.
just still doing work, just to have a good time of it.
I think that's healthy. I think it's really easy to, even people who watch movies are always saying like, I like practical effects, I hate special effects, but it's like we got to have both,
Yeah, exactly. I got to be careful, like what pictures I show in here, because there's a lot of gore. That was part of the thing. But
there's a lot of gore in this world. I'm okay with
It's
this.
Halloween.
I'm okay with this gore that you're showing in this book.
Yeah, but anyway, if anyone's interested, the book is called Metamorphosis by wherever it went, Rick Baker, Amazon, stuff like that. But yeah, if you don't want the book, at least look on Instagram, because it's very refreshing.
Yeah, the heck with Oprah's book club. I want to be in Philby's book club.
That's cool. Thank you for bringing that by.
This is cool.
You love.
And then the Instagram is at the Rick Baker. I have the giant. I have the giant Tim Burton collection. It's as big as one of those books.
Yeah.
And it's it just goes through his entire work. He's not retired yet, but it was definitely a different time, and to have it all in one spot.
Yeah, and he keeps meticulous notes. I mean, there's stuff from his teenage years.
That's cool.
Right up through his retirement. So something I want people to check out.
Thanks for this. This is an excellent show and tell that you brought this week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, keeping it spooky. You want to go to Liz?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Liz.
All right, Liz, spook it up.
What you got going on, Liz?
How are you? So Frank is evolving, and I've got some NeoPixels going. If you could share my screen, please. Thank you so much.
All right.
So originally I was going to use some through-hole 8mm NeoPixels for the eyes. I've done that before, but it felt a little basic. So I had some side-lit NeoPixels, and right now I just have them stuffed up, going around kind of the eyelid and projecting down. And I like that look. And I think I'll also do another, kind of cut the strip and do another one like under his bottom lip. So you kind of get this like double projection of NeoPixels. And I'll use a cutie pie to power it all. And also considering maybe a piezo to like make random like noises out of him, maybe. But yeah, that's what I've been working on.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you so much,
Frank.
Liz.
No problem.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, keep coming back because this is evolving, like you said.
Yes. Next week, possibly some hot glue.
Yeah. I guess like next year, you could keep making versions of this and eventually construct one from all different parts of another one. You have options.
Three-headed monster going. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, thanks so much, Liz.
I'll go to Seth.
Yeah, I'm
Liv,
gonna
you
go
saw
over
Liv.
to Seth. Hey, Seth. Oops. Seth's disappeared. Seth's back. Here we go.
Hey,
Seth.
Hey there, how you guys doing?
Great.
So I've been busy. Last week, instead of just doing one tutorial, I did two tutorials with the cutie pie, one with the shift register, and then I was like, you know what? I want to use some push buttons and make this into a counter. So I did one adding onto it, doing a push button counter. But this week, I got my new boards in for my Circuit Python compatible board, and surprise, everything but the NeoPixel is working properly. So I've got a little blinky light going on there just to show that it was working. I got a lot of help from the Circuit Python chat for getting everything put together, getting bootloader and everything, and then so it was a lot of fun being able to put that together. And so now I've got the final board files ready and getting ready to ramp up for hopefully a Black Friday release. So
all right,
it was really cool. So, but
good work on those tutorials. Those are awesome. Thank you for doing them up. And if you find bugs, of course, let us know.
definitely will do. I've been really enjoying using the cutie pie, and it's given me a lot of idea.
All right, thank you,
cool.
Seth.
Thanks,
Everyone,
Seth.
check out Seth's hardware when it gets released. I'm sure it's coming soon.
All right, next
Okay,
up, let's
next
go
up,
to
Edward.
Edward. Hello, Edward. How are you?
Edward's got some cool
Hey.
Lincoln
Hey.
stuff here. What is this?
So this is a project called Control My Lights, and it's a way you can control these lights via this website, a Twitch chat, or YouTube chat. And these are actually just analog RGB lights, and I'm using a circuit based on your PWM circuit to control them with our Arduino. Yeah, so like the backend's all Node.js and
Cool.
Python, and
Ooh,
And that animation there on screen is done via Open Frameworks.
that's a nice animation.
Thank you. And I'm trying to use it to raise some money for Feeding America.
That's great.
I always like the cause-based projects where people do something or they control something on the screen or they do something. It's like, okay, now that you've done this, now you can really do something. Now you can really have an impact. Those are always good to see. Thanks for putting that together. And we got $55 so far.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Yeah,
Please
thank
post
you.
up the link in the various chats. And if you happen to be on Twitter or someone puts it on Twitter, just add us and we'll retweet it and we'll get the word out even more.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
People
Thank
can
you.
control your lights and
All right.
donate some money. Help feed people. People
Yep.
are going hungry in America.
Okay.
Okay.
Next up,
Mark.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Hey, it's pretty good. Yourself?
Good. What's going on?
Well, I realized, and let's see if this is frozen. I don't think so. That with the new Ada box coming out, I'm going to need, and I still haven't used my previous one. So I decided to hook up the Bonsai Buckaroo and the water pump, and let's see if it goes. And create a small fountain.
That's a good idea.
And I decided it wasn't just enough to have the fountain, so I had a NeoPixel ring
Good.
that is now hot glued underneath the middle tier in the middle.
Yeah.
Waterproofed, I hope. I will find how this goes, which is why I wasn't keeping this running all night. But yeah, it's creating a nice effect. The water is running. The whole fountain I just designed yesterday and 3D printed, so still would like to tweak it a bit. But yeah, the water pump works perfectly for it.
Yeah, that's what they were designed for originally.
This is
They're-
cool.
They're fountain pumps.
You could probably do some fancy like tilt shift photography. I guess that's the term. If people still use it and make it look like a large fountain.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. It's streaming on my SLR right now, so I could probably do something like that.
Yeah. Put some little Lego minifigs or just like get you in the photo, but just have enough distance. It'll look like you're actually at, some amazing NeoPixel fountain. That's, hey, look, you're at the Bellagio, but you're not.
The Bellagio with slightly less fancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
there's nobody there now, so
Low-
anything you can get is better.
Low resolution in the video game version.
All right, do you want to go back to Phil B and maybe flip through this book? a
Yeah.
little bit?
Well, I was going to say,
That's-
thanks, Mark. Keep coming
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Good
Mark.
to see you. All right.
There's a gremlin.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Phil B and just show
Why don't you flip some
of the
pages?
book pages here. And I dropped the link in the different chats. It's Instagram.com/TheRickBaker. And glance at it quickly. And that's the Instagram that you want. Trust me. Tired of seeing people's breakfasts and stuff like that. You want to see monsters? Go to that Instagram.
I'm actually most fascinated by the mechatronics. Like they always show the models, but they don't show the wiring that they use to control the individual elements. And it's like that's what the expense is, I think, of these puppets. And I think it's kind of, and sometimes you can see in shots of old movies there's this cable.
Yeah, of course he did Gremlins
You
too.
did, like every gremlin.
Yeah, that's great.
That's cool.
Fell dizzy. This is great. This is yeah, he's done probably everything. Like every type of makeup. This is fantastic.
Those are aliens.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Oh, I like that. They show the outfit.
Yeah, how you do the
How the
legs.
guy's like, hey.
Oh.
Stilt walker guy, and he has to like kind of hunch his
Yeah.
knees a little bit.
All right, rad. Well, look it up. Metamorphosis, Rick Baker. Thank you so much, Phil B. That is our show for tonight. We'll see everybody.
Really fun show and tell.
Yeah, it was good.
Had a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Good theme, good on brand theme for Halloween and more.
I know we're heading into it. 2 weeks.
We'll see everybody next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We do this every single week. We do the show and tell. That is the longest running show and tell. I think it's like over 10 years now. And we do Ask an Engineer, which is going to start in about 5 minutes. So we'll see everybody soon, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody.